Good morning.
How you doing? Hi. How was your weekend?
Really good. Just lots of family time. It's been like family, but it's lovely. That's what I want.
Are you ready for the holidays?
I'm ready for the holidays. When I had the kids home for Thanksgiving, I was like, oh, this is gonna be fun. I can't wait to have my kids home. I like when I'm with them. And then after a few days, I'm like, oh no, I need that break again. But I'm emerging back into taking them to school feels inorganic. For example, they're not in school this morning because it was just cozy, and some of them are sick, and I'm just like, energetically, it doesn't feel, I'm on vacation already, so I gave them a little day off today.
So they're supposed to go to school.
So they're supposed to go to school.
Who are they home with?
They're with grandma. So luckily, and grandpa. So I'm like,
I
was like, oh,
and how close do you live to your?
2 minutes away. It's great. Yeah. Like the only way I feel like I'm able to do most of the things I do is because of their support.
You have like some
my dad's like retired, so he's always stepping in, and it's great. It's awesome.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's nice.
That's good. It's so healthy. It's so good for them.
I know, it's so good for them. Yeah, it's really great. My sister also is local, and her mother-in-law's in town, so she has like a double. So she has grandma and grandpa on this side, and grandma and grandpa on the other side.
Double support system.
In Mill Valley, like within 5 minutes. So it's fun. No, we're lucky.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Yes.
Incredible.
Yes, it's amazing.
So, without further ado, thank you so much for joining us.
I'm so happy to be here. I love you guys.
Truly thrilled to be having this conversation with you today. Yes. For those of you who don't know Cameron, I am chatting with Cameron Cressman, who is a woman whose strength, warmth, and honesty I admire deeply. As a mom of 3, she moves with life with a beautiful blend of resilience and humor, showing up for her kids while building a thriving photography business from the ground up.
Yes.
Beyond her creative work, she also pours her heart into supporting other women through Steel Magnolias. I'm so excited to hear more about that.
I can't wait to talk about that more. Yes.
A divorce support group where your compassion really and lived experience has made a meaningful impact.
Yes.
I would love to hear, your story is so important for so many moms to hear, because I feel like your business has truly emerged from.
Correct.
From
absolutely. It's like the failure, and I'll get into that. So and on like a hippie note, so there's 3 things in life: the cyclical, the circle of life. It's like destruction, preservation, and creation. And so I notice generally when people say failure, I just look at it. I learned this, I think, in my 20s. I went to India with my brother. Destruction, what comes after that is always creation. And so I'm in this space of when something bad happens, that's the best thing that could happen. Yeah. And I've always felt that way, not when I was younger. You always think, don't fail, get good grades, be the best, show up. But as I've aged and gotten wiser and been through some more grit and divorce and dealt with helping these women and just some real, shit, so to speak, I've realized that like the most beauty and strong and magical and power comes from that. So I look at it like, failure is a blessing.
All the feels right now. Totally.
Yes, yeah.
So
it's amazing.
So I could not agree with you more. It's kind of like in a forest fire,
right?
When all of the trees burn down, it creates this rich carbon environment for regrowth. Yeah, and I have like chills on my face thinking about that. I do notice like people who have that story and that grit, like they do have amazing businesses and they do have wonderful stories. Not to say people who haven't gone through serious destruction or grief or pain, isn't. People still, everyone's lives are challenging, but these really powerful, like heart-centered, mission-based businesses come from that. Like it's when somebody's in, there was another question I was thinking about, what was it? It was something about friction, like what friction have you experienced? To me, when there's friction, like it's not working. My response in that when I was thinking about it is my first marriage was friction. And it's so weird to think that. Like, why would you think your first marriage was friction? Was it a relationship? No, because now I'm in flow. I've created an entire company out of that relationship not working. And it's so natural. I barely started this thing and we're in, and boom, it took off like wildfire. Like, that's the opposite of friction. That's flow. And that's like your true calling. So I'm lucky that I could dip into that. Not everyone gets that, So I know what you're referring to.
Yes.
But I think from an outside listener standpoint.
Right.
Can you give us a little more context
about
what define that friction point for you, and then how that friction became a flow state for you.
Absolutely. So in my first marriage, I went through divorce kind of silently. I was really young. I was only married for 14 months.
How young were you?
Gosh, I don't even know. I've blocked it all out. Probably 31 or something.
Yeah.
Like, had my baby, not really changed everything. I think you can be in a relationship and divorce, and that's that. You're able to part ways with them, but when you share a child, it's a whole nother ballgame. So for me, it was like, how do I, going through that experience alone, having my family close by, so I was able to do it. I know a lot of women aren't. And that's my big thing, is like, I created a divorce group where women can share their stories, legal advice, therapy. We have speakers come in, all the things. That's like a family for people that don't have that. And I remember always thinking and saying to one of my friends, I'm like, if I didn't have my family locally to support during that time, I would have gotten demolished or just been in a trailer park, so to speak. Like, it's a very, you're very vulnerable after you have kids and you're postpartum. And then you have somebody that's like typically sustaining the house or not. It could be equal income, but for me, it wasn't at all. It was like full income.
So your husband had full income,
yes,
and you were not.
And I was breastfeeding.
And you were nursing.
So it was the most like that moment but he gifted me a camera. And so that was not something that could be separated in assets because it was a gift. So I had $400. I mean, my family was in Mill Valley, but I had $400 in my bank account and that camera and a 6-month-old baby. And I was like, that's it. Like, it's almost like you're forced to do something, and it's the biggest blessing because you have to just keep moving on. So anyways, going to that experience, I kind of pushed it away and randomly
pushed what away?
Just the whole like divorce, and you do it alone. You don't have that many people to talk about it with, but I still lived it, and I just kept it under. I found a wonderful new husband, had more kids. I kind of just tried to move on. And then over the years, I noticed I would have these really deep relationships with women who had been through divorce. They were just these individual one-on-ones. But then I'm like, why are we all not, I'm having the same type of rapport with 7 women. Why are we all not talking about it? Because they also, I would start to connect them a little bit. And then there was a woman at our elementary school who was no longer there, but I don't want to speak to her story too much because she's in the community or was in the community. But ultimately, without giving details, I think there was mental health issues and custody issues and got her kids taken away and then ended up taking her own life. And it was too close to home. It was like the whisper inside me that woke everything up, where I'm like, why am I watching something happen that I know doesn't need to, Maybe all she needed was somebody to just call in that moment. And there's nothing set up like that. Maybe some programs, but nothing that was like, I wanted to make a group that was like mainstream, accessible, like on Instagram, find your people.
Destigmatized?
Yes, destigmatized, exactly.
Comfortable?
Yep, and it's like the opposite of if you are, not everyone's stories in the group are profoundly different, but if you are in an abusive marriage, you're isolated. So it's like the antithesis of that, or is that the right word?
Like so many people feel gaslit.
Absolutely.
Like that they're doing something wrong.
Crazy. Yeah, and so the most profound thing, I think, in the group, and it happened at our first small meeting. It was in a room like this at one of my studios in Kentfield that I had for a little bit, and there was 8 of us, and everyone spoke, and there was tears, and we had a meditation teacher there burning incense, and then talked about legal stuff. But everyone's stories, like, we literally sounded like we're talking about the same person. And so I think it was the most, even for me as a group member, I'm like, here I'm trying to run this thing, I don't even know what I'm doing. But the healing that took place in me at that moment, just from that tiny meeting, it was like, that's all I think we all needed to feel. And so it's been this continuation. People come as they please, they leave, you're always friends with them, but it's really for those women that are very scared, don't know what to do, it's usually friend of a friend. And I make the onboarding really easy. It's free right now. You just pop on the website, add your name.
So we quickly got into the nuts and bolts of what it feels like to be part of a member. Right. But you haven't even told us what this group is.
Oh, what it is. Okay, well, perfect. Amazing.
We are like, so yes, I feel so
moved. So honestly, it's just a community of women that have gone through divorce and are co-parenting.
What's it called?
Steel Magnolias. And it started in Marin, so it was Steel Magnolias Marin. And then quickly, basically the main bread and butter of the group is when you're going through that experience, you're really scared legally, so you want like quick tips, that are free. So that's how people kind of come into the group. They want to speak to other women that have hired this attorney, have had this judge. So it's a lot of commonality on who you're working with legally. Yeah. So that's how it starts, because we're in survival mode. We want to keep our kids. We don't want our ex to take them. We want answers quick for free. And that was the point of the group. It's like, everyone can silence us, but why can't we talk to each other? And so that's like the main aspect of it. What I have noticed is the relationships that form during meetings. We have in-person meetings. Those are amazing. And then it's a constant anonymous thread. So when you join the group, you can speak freely. You know, nobody can print out our chats and take it to court. It's untouchable, set up through my lawyer, and it's completely anonymous. Everyone has anonymous, like, empowered screen names. So I have an onboarding. It's like Warrior Mama, Flower, like really beautiful. And that's kind of the start of the healing. And then when people are speaking in the group, there's about 10 different chat rooms about all sorts of things, but you connect on what you're going through, not like who you are, like what school mom you are. And there is crossover. I onboard everyone. I know everyone, because I need to, you know, just puzzle people's stories.
Probably make sure that
and make sure it's safe. Yeah, their husband crossover. Yeah, like a mole. And like I'm the perfect person to have at the front of this, because I'm like, it's just, I can spot that, and I'm nice, but I also have that serious side too. And I look at it like I'm protecting the custody of hundreds of kids, you know, that are trying to get, you know, I could cry at that part. It's like my, you know, sole purpose is to keep babies with their moms. And, you know, there's always two sides to a story, but that really, if someone were to ask me at the end of the day, it's like, I don't want any of these mothers to have their stories be changed by these men, which of course they do. So I'm definitely like a rah mom person.
You said
like,
that
stay with the moms.
You said that. So the first touch point with Steel Magnolias is for women going through divorce.
Yes.
And who need legal counsel or specific legal questions answered as soon as possible.
Yeah, and the legal questions are from the peer group.
Or from the peer group.
So knowing that going into it. So it's like, we can hire, you know, everyone spend a ton of money on these legal people. So it's like, wait a second, let's just share what we also like know, not to take out their industry or anything, but like lots of sharing that can happen that can also save money and time for people.
So it's like a brain.
Yes, it's like yes.
For to connect with these resources, because at that time you probably are very vulnerable financially.
Like, you're shattered, absolutely.
And the last thing you want to do is enlist the help of an attorney who's going to cost you tens of thousands of dollars.
Absolutely, and that's how much, you know, it is. And I think also I would say this to my husband, and my husband actually helped create the Discord. My second nice, amazing husband. He's like very techie, so he loves the group. He's experienced, you know, that stuff himself just through my relationship. So he gets it and thinks it's like beautiful and amazing for us to be connected. I used to call it a CRM for divorce, which is not. He's like,
what is CRM?
He's like, that's not accurate. Customer relationship management. It's like not the right way to say it, but it was my way of defining. Like, we're also really busy, so we can do these in-person meetings. But where can you text someone when you get to school and your ex-husband just picked up your kid and there's some drama? Like, where do you go? You jump on the Discord. You're sitting there in the cart line. You'll have like 10 people respond. And it's like, we heal when we share. And so people are just, the first thing I do have the women do when they join is like write their story. And it's in this private job form that I have. And I think the healing begins then. If I was asked to do that 5 years ago, I probably wouldn't have been able to do it. But I really think I would have just heard my version of my narrative and just started that healing process. So
I feel like I hear you got divorced young. You got divorced at 31.
Yes, super young.
14 months after getting married.
Yes, yeah.
And then quickly after, you had this camera and your business exploded.
Yes. Because of the divorce, honestly.
Because of the divorce.
I mean, and on a financial level, like, sorry, I'm so real. I had alimony, but I was like, I have 6 months of alimony. This is horrific what I just went through. What am I going to do with that?
You were in break.
It was like, that was the only thing. Yep.
Survival.
Survival. So it was, again, the biggest blessing. It was a short period of time. I knew this is my opportunity to create a business. And I would, you know, photograph a few people when I was married. I was really nervous. I didn't have motivation to do it. I didn't really need to be doing photo shoots because I was enabled in that way. So just a big blessing all around. It was like, hit the pavement, game time, and that's when the studio opened then. So
in your first marriage, was there an element of your prior husband not wanting you to work so that he could maintain financial control?
Beyond. Oh yeah. There were so many. There was, but I think I was like wanting that, or like another thing I was thinking about preparing for this interview is having curiosity in life, and how it's always good to be curious. I think I was curious, so I don't have any like shame for it. I was curious on what it would feel like to be taken care of. Yeah. Like I was like, that sounds fun. You know, I have ADHD. Nice. I don't really want to be in San Francisco doing the sales job anymore. Like, sorry, that's the truth. Yeah. I was very curious in like jumping into the feminine and becoming a mom and
little trad wifing.
Yeah, being supported and like trying to cook and like I tried it, burnt everything, like metaphorically and in the kitchen. And so now I know I don't want that. And so it's great because in my current, you know, non-toxic marriage, we know those things. He knows I'm that way. He knows I want to be working and I'm kind of a little bit annoying and ADHD and busy bee, but he knows I'm not going to be at home like cooking at the end of the day. Yeah. Unless that ADHD took me that way that day.
Totally.
So so it's taught me, you know, more about myself now. But at the time, I was definitely curious about being more trad wifey and femme. I just wanted to try it. Yeah. But now I'm like, that's not. Now I have a good balance.
You know, I not specifically your incredibly inspiring story, but friends in the community who are coming out of the fog of having young kids and ready to pursue some sort of professional passion.
Right.
And there's a gap between like idea and fruition. Yeah. And for you, I feel like that happens so quickly.
Yeah.
But there must have been like, can you talk to us on a granular level of like what it actually looked like what happened with you?
Yes,
on a nuts and bolts level to go from like rock bottom to like
doing all the things,
versioning business.
Yes, yeah. I think basically it's like you're in paralysis. I would say when I was married and in that first marriage, and there was parts of it that were fine too. I definitely was like paralyzed. I wasn't as motivated, so I would say like I guess the need has to be there, but that also doesn't really make sense. I think starting to do things, this whole idea of imposter syndrome. I took a business class with this woman, Lauren Magenta, who's incredible, called Own Your Brand. And the premise was just like, just jump into it, who you are, even if you don't like know that yet, own it. Own who you are before you like know who you are. And something that was in common with like the 8 women in the class the first week, everyone felt nervous to put themselves out there because they felt imposter syndrome. But that also helped me realize like everybody has that and you still do it. Like it didn't change your homework assignment to us because we all were like, we came to that session like a little feisty and angry. Like we're not ready to post these things that you're telling us to. But she's like, you're still doing it. And so it's like that concept. Like you might not feel like you're ready to create a jewelry brand or an aesthetic medicine or whatever it might be, do it anyways. Just do it.
Just one foot in front of the other.
Literally just do it, yeah. Start walking. Obviously you run into things with photography that happens or new equipment or video, something that I am new at, and a client asked me to do it. I was upfront with her. I said, I'm new to it, but I'm totally open to it with doing like 4K on my camera with this special gimbal machine and all that stuff, like a little bit more serious. And so I shared with her the truth of it and she still wanted me to do it. And so we made this like great price in the middle. And at the end we were like, it came out fine, but we learned a few things that we would have worked on next time. So I still did it. Like, yes, I probably felt embarrassed or not like a super pro, but now I just know how to keep walking. Yeah. And just say yes before you really know all the details. Just say yes.
What have been, so I know that there was some friction points prior to launching your photography business, and Steel Magnolias emerged out of your own personal experience. Since launching your photography business, like how many years has it been?
Oh my gosh, my son's 7, so 6.5 years.
So 6.5 years. So it's not like, you start the business, it's hard in the beginning and then la.
Right.
What are some other, what are some more recent challenges that have emerged in like the last few years?
Such a good question. So I would say finding, challenge. Going from kind of in the beginning of any business, I don't know if it was like this for you, I was saying yes to a lot of, even though I was just saying, say yes, I was definitely overbooking myself with smaller shoots to get my name out there, which I think is crucial to do in the beginning of any business. But I would say transitioning to accepting that I'm not going to be, you know, in everyone's photographer, but I'm going to find the right people and have like larger productions and with a smaller amount of time. I don't know if that makes sense. So like, not being so into filling my book and schedule, but just finding the right people like yearly that I work with. So like a smaller amount of time for a larger scope of work, basically.
So you're more discerning with the clients that you take on, and you want to create deeper, more productive relationships with them, so that they get a better
they're going to get a better outcome too, and it's just like solid. And I've tried different ways. I've had like, when I was saying yes to too many and was kind of in that land, I would have people step in and shoot for me. And that was fine at the time, and that helped a little bit during postpartum last year. But then I have clients that are like, we need you, like we want you to be there. So just kind of finding my people, staying close to them, knowing that like they're gonna have more jobs for me also because they know I'm their person.
What does a larger production look like versus like these one-offs that you maybe did previously?
So before it would be like meeting new people for like a small family shoot. It's like a lot of work, can be like stressful, and I would say a larger production is like a brand shoot, somebody that wants to shoot every year, every quarter, and they're doing a 4-hour shoot, and it's in the thousands versus the hundreds, just a larger scale project. And I would say this, I definitely am more into helping businesses too. Like I'm attracted to seeing that fire in people. And so I love the family shoots. That was like a great start, and I still do it, and I love it. I do my sister, I did yours. Like it's really fun.
I love them. I went back, and I'm like, I'm so happy.
Yes. Okay. Good. It's so fun. It's amazing. I love being with kids too. But I have noticed like when somebody is in their creation phase, maybe after destruction or whatnot, I'm attracted to that too. Like I like helping, you know, them grow from whatever idea they have, whether it's taking a photo of their product, so it's something in their head, whether it's the company or their product, and making that idea tangible through imagery. So it's like getting them off the ground. Like there was a lot of that during COVID. I think people were creating these small side businesses. They'd like call me, and I had my studio at the lumberyard, and they're like, can I drop off a box of necklaces, or I created a feather earring brand. Like people were just in this, you know, I'm at home crafting stage.
Totally.
So it was really fun to be able to shepherd people from their ideas and their little project and get those clean images for them. It was fun.
What are you working on right now?
Oh my gosh, what am I working on? I've been doing a lot of holiday parties, which is so random and fun, but it's really great because I think that branding's really good. It's for some of my big real estate branding clients. So those photos kind of close out the year. I'm like, I'm seeing all their clients again. It's like all the work we've done through the year of promoting them. Here we are with our clients that booked them, and I'm photographing them and getting. So it's really fun. It's a bit social. It's cathartic in a way. It's like end of the year celebration. Yes, all the things. So that's been really fun. And then recently I have my studio in Mill Valley, and then I've been shooting at 2 studios in Sausalito. And I'll do another little shout out because the studio is great. It's called Bay House Studio. And the booking was great. It was really easy. The woman that I worked with was amazing, and the views are gorgeous. So I'm like really into shooting there. So I'm trying to encourage a few branding clients to come there. Just as like a really good fashion chair, different colored backdrops, gorgeous bay windows. So it's like my creative juice right now. I like that place.
Is your business just you?
Yes, it's just me. Yeah, it always has been.
Always has been.
I mean, I've had a few, I have this amazing nanny, and she's done photo picking for me, so I use an AI thing now, which she's happy about. She's like, AI, take it away from me, which I don't know if I used on ours. Sometimes I'm having clients kind of get involved more. It's more collaborative. But she would photo pick, so she would go through, when I was doing a lot of family shoots, and it was clockwork, I needed that just so like as I'm running to the next one, she's already picking and just culling and weeding through. But yeah, so she was my only like person. I had a few like assistants that would just photo pick, but I tried to have people like do the edits for me and teach them. And I've tried little things, but it never works. You probably know that in your business. Like I'm needed for these people to be with them during the shoot and to handhold them after. Like I guess I'm the service that they're looking for. So. But yes.
Is there anything currently happening like right now that you're looking to do to? Right. Are you happy in the state of Cameron Cressman photography? Are you looking to add something, grow in some way, or is this you kind of marinating in this stage?
I'm like marinating right now because I'm trying to find the balance between Steel Magnolias and the photography.
Yeah.
My photography business continuing also makes Steel Magnolias almost like a philanthropy. Mm-hmm. It's so early still that we have not decided what it is. Is this an app? Is this a free service for people? Are people going to donate to this business so other women can join for free? I'm still navigating that process. Mm-hmm. My first goal was to help people as fast as possible. I look at it like if somebody doesn't get into Steel Magnolias quickly, mm-hmm. their life is at risk. Like that's how I look at it. Mm-hmm. And so that's why I've made it, there's a few layers to get through, mm-hmm. but I've made it as easy as possible for somebody to get on if I'm not reachable, if I'm at a shoot or I'm with my kids. Mm-hmm. That is there. My heart thinks that there's a huge need for that worldwide. Mm-hmm. It started in Marin because there's lots to speak about with the court system. You share in common the judges, the 3 judges, mm-hmm. usually in a courthouse at the time, mm-hmm. in family law, and then you share in common lawyers and mediators, etc. So those commonalities are in the county. Yeah. So it's scalable in every county. So I've made like Alameda, Palo Alto, is that the name of the court there? So I've made those, and so those are there. There's only a few members in each, but those are intended to grow. So my intention with Steel Magnolias is it's scalable in any county.
It's amazing.
Period. And so if I were to pick what to do, love photography, and it's cute, it's a service that I could easily do and hyper enjoy, but I would love for Steel Magnolia to grow in that sense, mm-hmm. and find chapter leaders with each county. Mm-hmm. That's all it takes is a few women. Like literally in Marin, it was 1 woman, 8 women, 24 and 45 within 7 to 10 days on a WhatsApp, and it blew up, and then I had to close it because it was way too, there's the name, there's your face, and then you're telling your story, which was great.
Too much exposure.
Too much exposure quickly. Yeah. And so that was, but it was very telling.
That's a good learning.
Yep.
And how needed it was.
Yeah, exactly. And that happening was why it became what it was. It was like I had passion for it, but it was kind of a let's meet in Marin with a few people. After I noticed that, I said there's a huge need for this, and women are amazing. Like when you start something for women, mm-hmm. they will come, So mm-hmm. every day there's new people that join. I know, it's amazing. And I always want to give more energy to it. So I think in 2026, chapter leaders being found for that would be amazing. And just really establishing where does it go to next. But I truly do believe like every day somebody's life, is saved from joining, or mentally they feel like they have somebody can talk to that they can talk to. Many women are really good friends in the group. Everyone is,
So I have a question for you. We've heard about your incredible success with Cameron Cressman photography, with Steel Magnolias, and then the subtext here is your kids.
Oh my God, where's my coffee?
Yeah, let's hear about Oh my God, I love it. Right?
Okay.
So you're wearing these professional hats, and you're also an incredible mom, and you had your third a year ago.
Yes.
Where do your kids fit in with all of this? I know. And your mom hat.
I know.
With all of
this. Mom hats. No, totally. Yeah. I would say my biggest mom hack is...
Your mom hats.
Yeah. Hats. I'm like hack and hats. My mom hats, I'm wearing a few at the same time, also missing my hats all the time. You know what I mean?
Totally.
I'm kind of like...
Can relate
I think that vulnerability that they see, where like, I'm just, as real as I can be. Like, hey, mommy's editing right now. You're going to grandma's because I have a photo shoot. You're... and one of the group members is going to call me. Like, they've been around a lot of... stuff, and it makes me feel bad because I'm like, oh man, I'm doing all these things, and I'm like, where do they fit in?
Do you think dads feel bad?
I know, right? No, not at all.
Yeah.
I always tell my husband, I'm like, how's your moving meditation? And he like drives an hour to work, sits on the keyboard.
Yeah, it's a moving meditation. Totally.
I love it. And anytime we're in a fight, I'm like, moving meditation. Yeah. But I think, just balancing. I think because of their, running them to school and then having that quiet time in the morning when I did have, like, Steel Magnolias was created when I had a newborn. And so it was like, I think I needed that mental stimulation while she was like napping, and I was kind of nap trapped and in my home. It really worked well. I was also like a little unhinged because I wasn't sleeping. So I was like, oh, divorce, and, like getting all triggered.
Yeah, you were like,
I was
running
like,
on fumes.
Yeah, running on fumes. And like, I remember just a little side note when I was pregnant with my third, and me and my ex-husband honestly have like a good rapport, and I think we're going to an event together tonight randomly. I don't think he knows that I'm going to be there, but we're like good. We're in the same world. But when I was pregnant with my third, I was like, we were like, where's this backpack? Or having some co-parenting thing go on. And I was like, I don't like, it made it easier. I'm like, I'm pregnant with my third. I don't have time for like BS or petty, let's like work together. Let's get along, let's talk. He's running his business. I'm trying to like, survive in my new family. So it almost made us get along more, which is so weird. And I'm losing my train of thought with what I was even talking about. But
well, just the component of
right, like
of figuring out your kid, like making sure your kids are fed and like going where they are supposed to go when they're supposed to go there. Like, are you overseeing that?
I know. So
how do you like divide and conquer with your husband?
Yes. So I will say he is very involved in that part. Like he goes to work. A lot of my friends' husbands leave before they're up in the morning, or it's like really early. He works at Gelati Construction in Santa Rosa for Dick Gelati, the owner. Okay. And so they have this amazing rapport, and they go up together, and it's wonderful. Mm-hmm. So with that said, he leaves like at 9:30. Mm-hmm. So I'm like I'm cheating in that sense. So I have his help in the morning. You have
more hands on.
Yes, I have hands on deck, and like I appreciate that. I probably should have gratitude towards him more for that, because none of my friends have that. They're like on their own, shuffling to school. They can't do mom's nights too late. Yeah. Like they have to. It's like a thing, So I have all that flexibility. With him parenting, he is really, he loves cooking. He's maybe more domestic than me in a sense. He's very hands-on, I think, as a dad. Mm-hmm. And that's probably what I needed, first go round. Yeah. So it's worked out well. And yeah, he's really like, I'm like thinking about cooking and feeding them. It's like, he's like home at 5:30, ready to roll with that. Yeah. So I'm not going to take credit for that. Like I really do have an equal partner. If anything, he's like more into having kids, I feel like, and then I kind of like to run around and do my entrepreneurial stuff, but it's not balanced. It's totally wacky and bouncy, and we're all just doing weird different parts at the same time and shuffling. Yeah. But it's loud in our house. Like it's very loud.
Before we leave the apartment. One,
yes,
4.
1, 3.5, almost right. 1, 3.5, and 7. So it's a lot, but it's like having them at school is great, and I get that break to think and that moment to either go do photos, and then do Steel Magnolias. I would say one thing I want to work on is like editing, being on my phone around my kids. That's something that is a little bit hard to avoid. So if anyone has tips, I just like, that moment for editing can happen at night for me because I have the hour break for the shoot, and then I get my kids back, or my daughter. It'll shift when she goes to school. I think I'll be back a little bit more equilibrium, like 1 year.
That's in a year, yeah.
So I'm just like off again, but it's like I did it to myself. I knew it. Having a kid was like, but I think once she's in school, I'll kind of have that balance back and reduce the technology around them. But they're amazing. I feel like I could be like a little more mommy.
You make it look so easy. I see your post.
It's fun.
You're like,
I'm like a kid. I'm like their babysitter. We just have fun and like mess around, and that's so one thing. Like I just speak to them on a real level if and when I can. Yeah. Because I'm kind of like that naturally already, and so if there's friction or imbalance, I like tell them like I'm doing a photo shoot, I'm getting paid, we can get a Lego after. Like I make it really easy for them to understand like why I'm even working or why I'm on my phone. But it always feels like it gets at the heartstrings, because I'm like I could probably be there more for them, but I'm like I'm doing what's best for myself to also show up. I don't know. This is the part of mother. Like this actually makes me. I don't even know how to answer it. Yeah, it's the tension between like, do I spend time with my kids or do I follow my passions? And that balance, I don't know the answer.
Are they both?
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, what do you think? What do you think?
I always have mom guilt no matter what I'm doing, I think. It's like if I'm working too much, I'm like serving other women and it's like amazing, and then getting great photos of clients and they're so excited. But then I'm like, are my kids enjoying not being with me? Like probably not. I don't know. Yeah, that one I don't know the answer to that one yet.
It's tricky. It's a work in progress.
Yeah, that's how it feels.
Any mom hacks for our listeners?
My mom hack would be to like don't be scared to delegate. I just learned this from a woman. It was the speaker at Hilary called Genius Mom Hacks. It was her business. And she had a moment, like a crash out moment, where she had 4 kids and twins and needed like a wipe when she was wiping her baby's diaper, and asked the son to go get the wipes, who was 2, and he couldn't find them, and that was her like aha. So basically, like, set up your house for your children to help you. And I was like, wow, I already have my 7-year-old kind of do that. But she was like, don't take shame in it. Like, set it up.
How does your 7-year-old help?
Oh my God, he's so helpful. Like, holding the baba, like making silly faces to the baby so she doesn't cry. I know, and I always actually felt like it wasn't nice that I made him do that. And then during this seminar, we're listening to her, I'm taking notes, and I was like, oh, I shed a little tear. Because I felt like, whoa, she's telling us, that this is okay.
They say that the best predictor of a successful kid is one who participates in home chores. So you are setting your kids up for success.
Perfect. So that's what I hope. And so my 3-year-old, though, she's like, she beats her own drum. She's not helping right now, but maybe later she'll want to.
Maybe later. Let me make sure.
Yes.
It's been so fun. Oh my God. Do we have the question somewhere? What was that? I wanted to make sure I went through everything I wanted to ask. I mean, what an amazing life you live, Cameron.
I know,
I'm so inspired.
It's a busy one. No, it's I would say the only thing that I find interesting is over the years on social media I've noticed like
the question?
that like I have put my life out there in a social media aspect of being real and whatnot. I'm sharing literally like what is happening in my day to day, and it's chaotic. For me, I didn't even like think about it. Like, for example, the coffee cup. Like, this is the solution.
Can
my
nail
fell off on this hand, so I'm gonna hold this right here.
This is coffee. Okay.
And it's like, I don't have shame in this. So I know, like, I would say my advice to the world from somebody who's like so, not somebody that should be giving advice, is just to like, it's like the let them or let go of things. And I believe I'm this way like because of my ADHD, which I live in. Another part I didn't speak about was I have like severe ADHD. I used to take medication. It also was not good for me. Just made me like so not a human. And so I'm like, I beat the drum of like not, and maybe it's amazing for some people. I think it's great, but it didn't work with me. I have Lyme disease also, so it just did not work. And so I like live this life that's a little cuckoo, and I think it's like humorous, and I think it can be annoying to be somebody that's trying to meet with me or do anything in operationals. But yeah, that's the drum I beat, just like freedom and just, I don't even know.